Welcome back to another CrescoFin feature video. I'm joined once again by Robert from CrescoFin, and this time we're joined by Simon Moreno, Head of Insurance at CrescoFin. So Robert, great to talk to you again, and Simon, great to speak to you.
Hi, Jessica.
Hello, Jessica. Nice to chat again.
Great to chat again. So Robert, we've had a few of these conversations with different advisors and people that are involved in CrescoFin and their journey. Simon will be joining us now, and we'll be getting into the insured element, which is a word that's come up a lot in these videos. But for people that haven't watched any of these videos yet, that are new to CrescoFin and the concept, maybe you can just start with a few sentences just summarizing where CrescoFin's objective with insurance really comes into play.
Well, Jessica, we really combine three things to give an offer to savers. One is it's matched funding, so it's not typical banking. The other one is blockchain, and the third is insurance. And when we put that together in our model, essentially we're able to offer a much higher rate of return than banks do for the same level of risk. And we do that by cutting out the bank. So, everybody wins except the bank.
And insurance is such a key part of CrescoFin's story, and I think it's something where people really latch onto it as a really interesting element. So Simon, you've got quite a big job ahead of you and quite an important role within the CrescoFin team.
Well, thank you, Jessica, and I'm very, very excited about the role and the opportunity within CrescoFin. I think we are going to, in exactly the same way that we are somewhat pushing the boundaries in terms of unbanked and doing it in a digital format. I think that a lot of that will also come through into the insurance model that we're offering. But we are all about the safety and the security that is needed to give comfort to our investors and our depositors. And that's my role.
And tell me a little bit about your background as well, because I think being in a kind of a fintech, which is it's quite a new and innovative idea. What's your background before this?
Yes, well, I have been an insurance broker for many years now. I started in the 80s in London, which was and probably still is the World Centre for Insurance. I have been involved since 1985 with what we would call emerging market risk. So political risk, taking away investment risk from people who are looking at putting funds into emerging market companies or countries. And that has developed over time into a fully fledged credit insurance model. And, I've done this forever, Jessica, and a lot of my clients have been commodity traders, banks, interestingly enough, come and use us an awful lot. And that has been very useful in terms of seeing inside the head of the banking mentality and how they treat insurance. Now, for us, I think it's an absolutely vital cog in the chain in terms of giving comfort and security to investors and depositors. And we use A-rated plus security. We use Lloyd's of London, which has been exclusively the market that we've used. And I'm very familiar with all of the people and the operators in this particular area. So it's my backyard. I know it well.
No, like the back of your hand. Fantastic. So Robert, how did you and Simon actually come into meet, and why was Simon such an obvious choice for this role? It sounds like he has a huge background of experience. So what made this connection?
Well, we were introduced to a mutual friend. I worked in London for a long time when I was a young banker. And what we're really looking for, Jessica, is a customized policy, because you can't just go to an internet and web page and download some sort of insurance policy for what we're trying to do for credit risk. And we're doing something different. We're not insuring like high risk transactions. It's very low risk. It's belts and braces, the British say. There's two levels of security. One is we only deal with investment grade companies, and the second is that it's all insured. So I was really looking for a customized policy, and somebody recommended Simon. And somebody said to me as well. He said, if you don't have somebody inside, like on the inside of your team, you're going to end up with like 10 pages of wording, and that's going to be a way for the insurance company to get out of paying. And like, because they're good at that. Is what you need is you need a real insider who understands how it works. And you need like insurance policy, wording that is a couple paragraphs. So I met Simon and I said, I'm trying to do something in crypto on the blockchain. I want to insure it. And I want my insurance wording to be like a couple paragraphs. And Simon delivered on it amazingly.
Fantastic. So Simon, I'm going to ask you now probably the $1 million question, which is, how does it work? How are we able to secure insurance on these kind of offerings?
So as Robert says, this is very much a specialist insurance cover, and it is designed exclusively with Cresco investors and depositors in mind. So it is designed to have the maximum amount of cover with the minimum amount of legalese or restrictions that you like. The process, and this is quite an interesting thing, the process of actually placing this insurance is for me to consult with the insurance market and be able to find who is offering the best deals in terms of available insurance at the right price, and most importantly, because life is not all about price, but also about who is offering the maximum amount of cover that we can negotiate with them for what we are trying to do. And we've been successful in a number of cases that we've done this for so far. And we believe that we've set up a template which we can reproduce now with a number of insurers who, as they become more familiar with CrescoFin, it's going to be very much part and parcel of what we're doing during the first stage of building out the insurance side of what CrescoFin does.
What's amazing though, Jessica, is that we took a concept based on blockchain to the Lloyd's market. And we explained essentially like how it works is that we have this proof of delivery mechanism, which records essentially delivery of a good or service on chain. So the seller sells something to the buyer. I mean, the start of any business relationship is the contract. We put it into a smart contract, recorded on chain. So it cuts out the possibility of dispute and fraud, and it leaves just the pure credit risk of the buyer at the end. And Simon worked his magic, was able to actually explain it in Lloyd's, and I think Lloyd's market has that in its DNA. Like, I think that they're very used to looking at things that are new and that are customized. It's not just a cookie cutter approach. So we're really delighted. We're really delighted about it. But it's like, it really shows crypto adoption as well. I mean, we're super happy that like our regulator gets it, like our, institutions here in Switzerland gets it, Lloyd's gets it. I mean, adoption's coming.
Adoption is coming. And as well done for being able to explain it to someone that or a group or party that aren't necessarily already aware of cryptocurrency. It must have been quite a challenging task. So now, Robert, when we look at kind of almost like a competitor analysis or market analysis of the current status of the similar projects, are you the first organization that is on-chain insured? Are there others, and how are they different?
So this is all evolving, Jessica. That's why DeFi is so fascinating, right? It's a giant experiment, and there's some really cool insurance stuff that's happening, that's happening in the crypto world. Some of it is a mutual. Some of it is very focused on smart contracts, and those are incredible. What we're trying to do always is to be a bridge between real world assets and what we have on chain. So we're regulated, we function in fiat. We also are, developing in stable coins and developing an insured regulated market on Aave. So we would be really the first that would be kind of implementing very traditional credit insurance on chain. So it's exciting, and we're hoping that we're working with Chainlink to make sure that we can secure and get this information on chain. So it's a cool project.
Fantastic. And now, Simon, what is next for insurance in CrescoFin? What you mentioned there's some big goals and objectives for the CrescoFin ecosystem moving forward. What's next for you in the insurance element?
Well, thank you, Jessica. I think in the long run, I think that very much on the horizon is the goal for CrescoFin to be involved in setting up its own captive insurance company. So ultimately, when you look at insurance, what you want from your insurance backer is you want as much flexibility as you can possibly get in terms of the scope of the cover that is available, the ease of use, and obviously the pricing. So in the final analysis, that very best option will come to you on the day when you are at least partially involved with your own insurance company. This is called a captive insurance. This is something that many of the bigger corporates do, and it's a very useful way to be able to structure deals so that you have built in the maximum amount of flexibility in terms of the goals that you're trying to achieve.
Fantastic. And Robert, now what about you from the on-chain element? What is next for CrescoFin? And maybe for anyone watching, where can they go for some more information and maybe a chance to potentially get involved with this exciting new venture?
Well, Jessica, I think what Simon doesn't realize in crypto is that eventually kind of means, tomorrow or sometimes yesterday, right? So I know he's very conservative planning it all out, but I think having our own captive insurer is incredibly exciting. It will be a benefit to users, benefit to our investors, and then I'd like to put it on chain, and I'd like to do that yesterday.
That actually sounds very familiar. I used to work for a crypto media station, and my CEO used to say, "I want it done." And I would say, "When would you like it done?" And he would say, "Yesterday," as well.
Oh,
So
you should come and work at Cresco. You should come and work at Cresco. That's what we're trying to do. So if people want to find out more, it's at like defi.crescofin.ch. But we're really excited to combine like real traditional insurance that allows people to sleep well at night with the cutting edge stuff that you get in crypto.
Well, Simon, well done. From my side, I remember having some conversations with Robert, and the phrase insured was something that really resonated with me and definitely helped with looking into these kind of banking alternatives. So a kind of a round of applause for you and the hard work you've done. And I'm sure there must have been some challenges along the way. And Robert, thank you so much for the conversation once again. Really look forward to catching up in the future. And for everyone watching, I hope you took some information away from this conversation. And if you do want to find out more, you can go to CrescoFin on social media or the websites Robert directed you to.